Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion, place of Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. We're doing regular runs, and it has never felt better. We do have boss rush to do on some characters. You know what? Let's make it easy. Boss rush, blue baby. And then, I know we got dark room runs to do on like basically everybody, but we could do a dark room run or we could do a chest run with blue baby. I'm not going to focus predominantly on getting boss rush done, but I think it would be positive for us if we knock that out. Now, I'm not going to put like a time limit on ourselves. Not for this run in particular, of course, but also, like, for the number of non-challenges we're gonna do. We just finished, like, a month of challenges. Come on, just give me one Tinted Rock. We just finished, like, a month of challenges, and sometimes you know, it's easy to forget what it is you like about Isaac, because Isaac is all about, at least for me, it's all about that slot machine pull of, like, not knowing what you're gonna get on a run, and then getting something great and squandering it, or getting something terrible and making it work, and all the other outcomes that conceivably fall in between as well. No promises that this will be on that spectrum, I suppose, but I got high hopes, and dude, Holy Mantle is a pretty great pickup. I mean, it's such a great pickup that we could literally just blow this TNT up in our own faces, run into no concerns and or consequences as a result. I'm trying to save Hagalaz for using a Tinted Rock, but yeah, the thing is, or for using it on a Tinted Rock, I should say, among other things. But the thing is, like, challenges kind of take away that slot machine pull, because instead of, like, dynamically figuring out what your problems and strengths are over the course of a run, it just gives you the run and goes, okay, you figure it out. And sometimes we do. Like, we got that Guardian challenge done in the first video, if not the first attempt, which I was very happy about. Hagalaz is almost tempting on that room as well. What we really want now is an orbital, actually, because Holy Mantle plus an orbital is, like, easy early game at the very least. But some of the other challenges, if I'm being honest, were ticking me off. Not, like, to the point that I can't do them, or, like, you know, won't be entertaining, or at least attempting to be entertaining while I do them, but the Onan Streak one just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, that's what gets me about the challenges, is that they have their own unique parameters, which is cool, except when they don't work the way you'd expect them. You're like, oh, check it out, I got this sweet run that totally works. It fulfills the trial of the challenge that I was acquiesced to do. At least we got damage. And then all of a sudden, no, it turns out that, like, it's broken. Maybe, again, I'm going to make myself look like a fool if it turns out that I was the idiot over the course of that that challenge, but I don't think that I was. Maybe I was the idiot for believing, but apart from that, I don't believe so. So, really, we're two Tinted Rocks, or sorry, two Spirit Hearts, one Tinted Rock or more, away from getting enough HP to conceivably be able to take a deal with the devil. 1.5 would technically make it plausible to take, but if you want to play that argument, we're actually 1 HP higher than we need to be in order to get a deal with the devil. As long as we're talking about taking deals with the devil that would, like, literally kill us, if that's the case. I'm holding out hope this Hagalaz rune, dude. It's got us. Right now, it's a good run, though, you know? Getting a damage upgrade and a pretty good one early on is nice. So you're gonna say, why don't you do it? And you would be correct. We should do it here. I was just peeping that top left side because I thought that there was not a way for us to get in there. But it turns out that there was indeed. It was a little bit segmented. So we did not get a Spirit Heart out of that, though, which is a bummer. There is a Tinted Rock on this room, though. We got 2 Spirit Hearts out of that. We also picked up some consumables en route, which I think is also very valuable. And we got a trinket, which is not that valuable, but hey, you know, if we get a lot of bombs, we'll be happy that some of those bombs can have a little creep associated with them. Keys more valuable than bombs presently, and Deadeye is another really, really good upgrade. And this is what I mean. We're creating our own challenge now. I'd rather be at 4.5 hearts than 3.5 hearts. And although that's true, like, almost all the time, it's even more true right now, because we might be about to spend some. So it's been a while, like 2 months since we had Blank Rune, maybe even more, unlocked in the game. What do we do with Blank Rune? Like, what's the ideal way to handle this? I think there's only really 2 ways you deal with it unless you're in desperate times. You either assume it's going to be Perthro, or you assume it's going to be Yera, And if it's anything else, hopefully it just works despite using it as if it's one of those. So if we don't like our items, we'll probably try to use it as if it's Perthrow on our Deal with the Devil. And if that doesn't happen, maybe we'll go back to the shop and try to use it as if it's a Yara rune. And if it's neither of those, then you know what? Well, I'll just go plunge my toilet. I'm trying to come up with new expressions. Dude, I'm here to tell you right now, this is probably going up late August, early September. You gotta try it. Even with bad luck right now. Degas. Also pretty good. Ooh. Ooh, it's another Degas. Fighter of the Night Mouse. So many of you, you know, college has recently started, or maybe for whatever other reason you've moved, buy a plunger. I think I've gone on this exact rant before. You might say, like, oh, I've never needed a plunger before in my life. You don't understand. A plunger is actually like the cheapest form of insurance you can buy. They're like $10. They go next to your toilet, which hopefully you're not storing anything valuable there to begin with. They will save you. I have not used a plunger probably in like at least 3 years. And I don't think there's any shame in using a plunger, by the way. It's just as indicative as the quality of the pipes as it is the quality of the bowel movement. However, it's one of those things you don't want to have an accident and then go to the store and buy a plunger. Next time you find, I'm not saying you should go out, you know, spend your whole Saturday looking for a plunger. Go buy a $10 plunger. Next time you're at a Canadian Tire or, you know, even a supermarket that's big enough might have them. It's one of those things every home should have. I feel that way. There's like a few household appliances you want to, or household tools you want to own before you need to own them. I'm particularly talking to those of you in college right now. If you don't own a plunger right now, dude, be kind to your future self. You're gonna want it. I promise you that. Mostly because you probably, and don't take us the wrong way, you probably live in a pseudo slum if your college house is anything like mine. And then beyond that, you're gonna be putting some stuff into your body potentially that is not gonna make your toilet that happy. Either way, one of those things you want to have before you need it. Same thing like a fire extinguisher. I'm guilty of that. We don't have a fire extinguisher in our apartment. We have sprinklers built into the ceiling, but it's probably worthwhile to have a fire extinguisher on top of that, you know, in case you have a little fire in your apartment that you don't want the whole building to be alarmed by. Seems sensible to me. Carbon monoxide detector, probably another big one. So, you know, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I own a plunger. Nothing else, though. It's just my little. I'm not particularly wise, you know. I'm not an old man anymore. No, I'm not that learned, you know. I feel like maybe once you hit the 40s, 50s, you become. You start to amass these tips that you can give to people earlier in life that are actually useful. But as for now, here's the life experience that I have. Buy a plunger. Trust me. There's literally no downside. Nobody has ever gone, amount of money, I wish I didn't buy that plunger 2 years ago. I assure you. Is it worth skipping lunch one day to get a plunger? Now you got me question. It depends what are you getting for lunch. Like, is it conceivable that, you know, that would be the most delicious lunch of your life? Versus like the most... They should actually just give you pocket plungers that you could carry around in your wallet. Now there's an idea. Because like, you know, if you clog your own toilet... By the way, if you're going, ugh, gross, I can't even listen to this anymore. Get it? This is real life, baby. We're animals, okay? Poops happen. If you're, if you make an accident, well, make an accident. If you, clog your own toilet, who cares, you know? Use the plunger, no big deal. Well, what if you're, like, on a date and you're like, I really don't want to have to use the bathroom, but I gotta use the bathroom, then you clog the toilet? That's where the pocket plunger comes in. You unfold it about 8 times, stick it in the toilet, pump away, and then you're good to go. Then you just throw it in the trash. Because it is like a one-time use only thing. Saves you from embarrassing situations. I don't know what it is, dude. If you've ever gone to like a video game convention, I've never seen any more clogged bathrooms or clogged toilets in my entire life than I have at video game conventions. I don't know if there's something wrong with the gamer brain, perhaps my own included, that is just like, I'm gonna clog this thing. You can't stop me. It's like a boss fight. Achievement unlocked. Or if there's something wrong with the gamer gut that leads to too many clogs. But, I mean, the convention life is not Not everybody treats their body as if it's a temple. At the conventions, there's no question about it. There's a lot of walking. There's a lot of, like, fried food consumption. Possibly a lot of imbibing of adult beverages. But I would think that convention toilets are evolved for that, you know? Anyway, then now we're starting to get into, like, some gross topics for conversation. But it's also, relevant as we move into PAX season, which is, you know, we're leaving for next week. It's not really PAX season, it's literally PAX, but dude, this is the most hits I've ever taken while having Holy Mantle. Thankfully, Holy Mantle's protected us from them, but I'm getting hit like once per room. And not on purpose, like, I'm just lucky, I guess, that we got a good item room there that worked out in our favor, because without that, we would be in a much worse position. How's the run looking so far? Honestly, very, very good. Deadshot is amazingly useful. I'm not using the poop because, like, the amount of value it brings is very much secondary to the amount of annoyance it brings to shoot the poop once per room. For what? You know, 1 spirit heart per run? 1 spirit heart and 6 cents per run? We've already got a sack of pennies, so we'll just treat that as if it's our 6 cents per run. And then the spirit heart, hey, we got the pacifier, which is also part of the reason that this run's popping. The deliberate and static tiers upgrade, thanks to that, stacking with the extra damage due to Deadeye here, and we're really racking up the damage. To be able to do 10 damage on the fourth floor? To be able to do 10 damage on the 4th floor is really strong. You know, I think we've gone through this about 20 times, but I'm pretty sure that Deadshot allows you to, at best, double your damage, which is a positive without a doubt. So we got 28 cents. Could have gone a little deeper on that. Converter is not what we want. I'm going to take Dull Razor just because it could be better for us long term. I don't think Dull Razor can trigger Gimpy, but probably want to look for it regardless. Okay, the gift is basically a random it's basically a random shop item at this point. So the way that you there you go. The way that you cheese this, yeah, it's broken, so we might as well take it. The way that you cheese this is very simple. You take this, watch this. It worked. Ace of Clubs. Not worth using blank card for, honestly. We take this into the almost guaranteed, or at least like a heavily favored deal with the devil that we're about to get. And hopefully we'll be able to snag something useful there. Obviously, like, I'm trying to get it all out of the way, you know? It's like we've led a very Puritan lifestyle, and now, you know, we're here at spring break. I want it all, you know? Give me the body shots. Give me the jet skiing. I don't know, what do people do on spring break? I'm not much of a beach guy, to be honest with you. I don't like my skin being exposed to the sunlight. Just something about it is, like, feels unnatural to me. It's actually, like, the most natural thing in the world. It just feels unnatural to me. I don't know, blame somebody other than me for that. I don't know who it could conceivably be, but I just want to deflect blame as if there's any conceivable way that makes any sense at all. So, just keep this up. 10.9 damage at max damage bonus. Very good. And to deal with the devil. PJ's is not that strong, but it's at least HP. Why did it go as if that was a bad thing? We just got... Wait. We just got lump of coal from Krampus. Wait a minute. That's... What if we get a second lump of coal right here? Does that do anything for us? Well, we'll never know. I mean, okay. Head of Krampus is fine, but I think Blank Card Dagaz is a lot better. Well, no, it's not. And you're not going to be too pleased with this, but here's why. Head of Krampus is better because we're going to use it for boss rush. Blank card, something else could have been better eventually, but blank card Dagaz is not worth that much to us when we're keeping in mind that at some point in this run we're trying to get through boss rush, which can be quite annoying in its own right. But yeah, we're in a pretty darn good spot. Winning the run should be no problem. Beating boss rush should be like a modest problem. Just a very minor problem. Blank card Devil, blank card Strength. Probably could make a case for blank card Strength. Okay. Being better than Krampus's head. For boss rush specifically, but you know, it's pretty much water under the bridge at this point. Not a whole heck of a lot we can do about it. Now, we do still have Steam Sale and quite a lot of money, so if we can get shops to kind of meet us halfway, we like with a reroll machine, for example, might be able to get a lot of value out of them. Thank you. So, who is this? This is Pin. How does Pin relate to Larry in the lore of the game? These are questions I've never had, but am now feigning having. Because he's like, what's the relationship between Pin, the Hollow, and Larry Jr.? Does Larry Jr. eventually gain the ability to jump, and then he's the Pin, and then he gains the ability to fly, and then he's the Hollow? Even though those bosses don't necessarily take place later than one another. And where does Skolex factor in? What about Mr. Fred? Mr. Fred's just kind of like a hopped up Skolex, isn't he? I'm white hat. I can't take it anymore. Shop. Be good to me. Okay. One day I'll figure out what's going on with the something's wrong pill. We can donate to our donation machine. I totally forgot. So we took Trinket Smelter. I need your strongest trinkets. I'm headed into battle. I'm headed into boss rush. You can't handle my strongest trinkets, traveler. My strongest trinkets would kill a cobalt streak, much less a Northernlion. Kind of want to save like, I think 10 cents is a fine amount to save. So we'll just take this to 350 for 30 minutes or until the skin's crispy. And then very set up for the future here. Already been to our item room. Dude, Curse of the Maze was like a blessing for us here. I could still use more base damage. I was kind of leaning on that last deal with the devil to work in that direction for us, and it definitely did not. But I'd settle for DPS. Like, if we could just get damage, that'd be worth a lot. If we could get the ability to summon spiders via Infestation 2, it's rarer than getting a full Guppy transformation, but I feel bad always asking for the Guppy transformation in its entirety, so, you know. Trying to mix things up a little bit, at least in appearance, if not in actuality. Alright, so you're going to go down pretty easily. This is the time. This is the time for us to beat the odds. Because we do want to... At least it's a tiers upgrade. But we do want... Actually, 5 rate of fire is really strong. But we want to make sure that we can actually get the boss rush. So we're kind of... I wouldn't say under the gun. I wouldn't say under my thumb. My 18th favorite Rolling Stones song. You want to list them in order? Well, what's the best Rolling Stones song? I know you can't get no satisfaction. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not insulting Satisfaction. It's a great song. Or you can't always get what you want. You know, Sympathy for the Devil. These are great tracks, no question. As long as you're not saying like, oh, you know, don't stop, baby, don't stop. I mean, you're entitled to like whatever you like. Is the other aspect here that I haven't touched upon. Let's go do the boss fight. Even though this floor is rich, we do want to knock this out. I don't know what we get. Sometimes I get painted as the guy who rushes through things, like Stop and Smell the Roses. Yo, but we get some cooler smelling roses if we knock out this optional achievement here. But anyway, I'm very, very partial. I'm not a big Rolling Stones guy, but Exile on Main Street from 1972, one of the best albums ever made, bar none. We can't even take advantage of Judas's Shadow, but I'm happy to have it just in case. We can't willfully take advantage of it because we don't need the Judas drops, but you know, Tumblin' Dice, Love and Cup, there's some all-time classics on that album. Never get played on the radio despite, it's not a singles record. That's like that's an album. So we do not need the Gauze. Do we have any curse right now that would even like benefit us to use the Gauze? I don't think so. We have several Yeras and an Algiz. Let's keep the Yeras, as you might expect. I think that we'll probably end up using those on the chest for now. Good chance of a deal with the devil. We got it. And a Thame is pretty good. And then we got Boss Rush, and Boss Rush has nothing I'm very interested in. So I think I'm actually gonna go for Friend Zone. Takes us a little closer to Beelzebub. I mean, I'm grasping at straws here, but I'm grasping at straws because none of them were that good. D20 is probably best, but I didn't want to ruin our chances of getting, you know, some extra damage done due to Krampus's head here. So we have an extra, like, little bit of damage as a result of this, plus the chance for Beelzebub, plus we get to keep Krampus's head, which hopefully, you know, won't let me down here. Another great Rolling Stone song. Don't let me down. See, the joke is that that song's by the Beatles. Not by... See, I was going to get them confused. I made a joke ages ago, probably like 2 years ago. How, like, you know, You Can't Always Get What You Want is the best Justin Bieber song. People played it right into my hand, dude. I remember it. I was like, nobody's going to fall for this. Nobody's going to think I actually think You Can't Always Get What You Want is by Justin Bieber. Some people thought I thought You Can't Always Get What You Want is by Justin Bieber. Just remember, I am always 0.01 steps ahead of a very small percentage of you. I'm certainly not one step ahead of all of you. But I'm 0.01 steps ahead of some of you. And I think that's doubtless. Why? You know, it's because of the Onan streak on the last episode where I was like, should be walking into enemies on the regular. We should not be walking into enemies on the that was an accident. We should be walking on the sun, because it ain't no joke. I'd like to buy the world of Coke and see the... It's no joke, I'd like to buy the world of Coke and... I don't remember almost anything of Walking on the Sun by Smash Mouth. Just like fashion, it's a passion and the scuba-doo-doo. I really remember, like, none of that song. I mean, it's probably been, like, at least 8 or 9 years since I heard Walking on the Sun by Smash Mouth, but definitely, like, the chorus is locked away in the memory banks. So don't delay, act now, supplies are running out, but not if you're still alive. 6 to 8 years to arrive, but if you follow, there may be a tomorrow, but if the offer's done, you might as well be walking on the square. But the verses are lost forever, despite that being the lead single on the only Smash Mouth album I actually owned as a child. You know what? It's a tragedy that I'll have to wait for a later day. For now, focus on Boss Rush, because you're kind of not in trouble yet, at least, but you're in, like, you could get in trouble soon. It's like, you know, you wouldn't put us on TLC and send us to jail as a 12-year-old and be like, hey, scared my kid into, you know, following the rule of law. But you might be like, if you don't get your stuff together soon, we're gonna approach that as a possibility. This will be done any lifetime now. Okay, that was... walked right into the red poop. Cut me some slack on this one. My skills are a little rusty. Like Chevy Chase's firstborn son in the Vacation films. No special bombs, huh? Threw away a lot of HP we had no reason to throw away here. Take the inevitable end of Boss Rush here as an opportunity to, you know, smash that reset button. Get yourself back up to an equilibrium you feel confident with. Blue Baby's Only Friend. I love that item. Blue Baby's Only Friend is like a 10 out of 10 item. Well, people hate watching it. But apart from that, I really like it. Now, if we play our cards right, and that's, I think, a big if in this situation, but if we play our cards right, we could get... Better safe than sorry, man. We could get a hush fight here, but we need some Spirit Hearts to come out of the woodwork first. Oh, this is, like, a little embarrassing, but we have no reason or excuse to die. We have Holy Mantle. We have Invincibility on the regular. Rust or no rust. It's time to prove that the game screwed you on those challenges and you didn't just, you know, screw yourself. Tears Down is bad, but, I mean, going from 6 to 5, it's not that bad. It's like going from, like, #1 in the world to #3 on the Forbes richest list, you know? I remain unconcerned. I don't really want to fight all these rooms, but you know what? It's a good opportunity to reforge ourselves in the crucible of relative difficulty right now. It's better that the run was not handed to us on a silver platter. Now, it might be better, even better than that. Let's go. If we were able to pick up like a single damage upgrade from the second floor until now, but you know, I'm just happy to... You walked into the red poop. I'm just happy to be here for now, and I mean that sincerely. I'm happy to be on a normal run. And that probably marks the ability, or it marks the signpost, I should say, of us being more than halfway through the challenges, because we've only got 10 left for the first time, and then the ones that we lost the first time, which can't be more than like another 10. Speed is going to be annoying. I don't think Onan Streak is that bad. It's like, speed is the worst. If I could do it over again, I'd break them up a little bit more, because, you know, I really think that the Nestle Corporation had it on lock with the song. Give me a break, give me a break, give me a break from the slightly broken challenges. Now, woe be it for me to say we need it, but I would love to see 9 lives, even as Blue Baby. Now, beyond 9 lives, I'd really love to see... Can you keep a secret? Really love to see the virus. Because the virus, combined with invincibility, lets us walk into enemies, will generate Spirit Hearts. Bob's your uncle, that's no fair. Everybody's got an Uncle Bob. You gotta be more specific than that. Bob Sacamano. It is Spirit Hearts from the virus, right? Like, not Demon Hearts? Not Demon Hearts. I believe. We got time. High Priestess. I was gonna save the Empress for the boss, but High Priestess is also fine. It's only Scarred Womb 1. Our dream, or perhaps nightmare of a hush fight is not coming true here. We've gone through a lot of rooms on this floor, too. Like, we should be knocking on the boss door any second now. You know what would be a nice way to pay me back? Just to deal with the devil with 9 lives and the virus. Well, we're talking. No, that's implausible. I don't even know, you can't even get the virus from boss, or from Deals with the Devil, I think. I don't know, at this point I've had chaos so many times, like my brain has no concept of what item is in whatever pool. So, unfortunately, it's not really a great room to use High Priestess on. I'm gonna do it anyway, because we want to take Yarrow with us, but kind of hoping for a boss we could one-tap. We did get a Tears upgrade. It's only 1, but it's still pretty good. And then Ceremonial Robes is basically like you'd have to come up with a pretty convenient reason not to take it. It's HP, a better kind of HP, and damage in the process, but it's not specifically what we were looking for, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna just let the dream die. I don't think that it's prudent for us to worry too much about making it to the Hush fight. We have not done it, so we still have to do that as Blue Baby, but for now, it's not the right time. It's, that would be a mistake. But we should be able to hold this one together for a fairly easy chest victory. The obvious problem with this run right now is that we're a little light on HP, but barring complete disaster, Holy Mantle's gonna buy us a lot of time, presumably. I guess we should never use, yeah, we should never use Book of Shadows until we've lost our Holy Mantle charge for that room. Bad start. I got hit twice in rapid succession. Well, it just goes to show you, you know, the best laid plans of mice and men and all that. We gotta check. It's worth a look. It's like extremely worth a look. There's a lot of stuff in here, dude. Try not to get too accustomed to 7 damage. It's a little unfair to expect the game to meet you in the middle there. Well, I don't know. I say don't get used to 7 damage. If I'm running through what I just said in my head, and I'm saying that's ridiculous. I meant 17 if I said 7. 7 damage, we should expect. I think we're at like 6 point something with no bonuses right now. That's not that good. 17 is overkill, but be okay with it. Just be smart here. Yet another dead end. I'm wary about complaining, though, because I complained a lot on my Guardian run, complained a lot on the Onan Streak run, and at some point, I really do, I believe in the statement that I think it at least holds some truth. People say if you meet a jerk every once in a while, the person's a jerk. If you meet a jerk every day, maybe you're the jerk. If you're complaining about the occasional run, people take you seriously. If you complain about every run, you know, you're just a complainer. It gives you a reputation. I don't like to complain about video games for the most part. Sometimes on the NLSS, you know, we play it up for humor sometimes, but I'm very much not like a, ooh, you know, the developers don't care and blah, 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 etc., etc. I'm not that dude. So I like to think that when I complain, it comes from a place of a little, it's taken, I wouldn't say more seriously, but it's taken more honestly. Like, I'm not drumming up like a fake complaint, especially about Isaac. You know, this community's gone through his ups and downs, and I've kind of always been relatively positive. And I do that because, first off, it's the honest, like, truth about how I feel, but secondly, it also means that when you have something to complain about, if you choose your battles more appropriately, people take it more seriously. If you're always complaining about everything, when something serious comes around, people are like, you know, they tune you out because they're like, is this actually something serious, or is this just him going on, you know, another rant or something like that? That being said, I am the guy who always appears to run into people breaking the social mores at the grocery store. So by that analogy, am I the jerk? Yeah, I think so. These people are just buying deli meats, and I'm over here going, you can't buy deli meats like that. You can only buy this many deli meats. But that's part of the joke to begin with. Yeah, we're not going that way. Not going that way. Tell me why ain't nothing for us down there. Tell me why that final boss fight's not fair. Tell me why I never wanna go to the void as Blue Baby. Not going that way. That was to the tune of the Backstreet Boys. I Want It That Way. One of the great mysteries. It's like when they say, I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. What does that mean? It's like when Meatloaf says, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Or, you know, what does Scarlett Johansson say at the end of Lost in Translation? You know? Listen for the girl. I'm not going to besmirch the good name of the Jesus and Mary chain. Psycho Candy. Almost as good as Exile on Main Street. Not quite. Different sort of, you know, media property there. That's right, I get down with the shoegaze. Or is that's like post, it's not post-rock. What is it? Post-punk? Is Jesus and Mary chain shoegaze or post-punk? Jesus and Mary chain. Scottish alternative rock band. Alternative rock band. Oh, here you go. Genres. Alternative rock, noise pop, post-punk, shoegazing, indie pop, indie rock. Yeah, it's when I think of the Jesus and Mary chain. It's like, it's them, Belle and Sebastian, and Los Campesinos. Rated the pinnacle of indie popdom. Just like honey. Just like honey. Great, dude. Why are you watching this? Go listen to Psycho Candy by the Jesus and Mary chain. It's an all-time classic. Isaac, you do not have my permission to hit me. It's actually like an easier fight than most of the rooms, which doesn't normally happen. The reasoning is like emergent gameplay. We are fighting a nearly stationary target, and we have an item that gives us a huge damage bonus when we land successive shots. So really, like, we've almost got like a built-in devil card for this boss fight. No, I'm not going that way. Not going that way. Do you not remember the song? We sang it earlier. So our Yarrow Rune pops. No? Yes. Yeah. 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 Nah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Tough Love's okay. Book of Revelations is a Spirit Heart, possibly more, but I think I'd rather stick with Book of Shadows just for fun. We get Capricorn, which is great, although we already have a damage multiplier, so not as great as I would have hoped, I guess. PhD gave us a 48-hour energy pill. Pretty good. Undefined, largely irrelevant, and we'll just stick with Book of Shadows over Sprinkler, because our tier synergies are, like, not anything to write home about. Okay, now we're cooking with gas, because Holy Light is amazing. And we're firing very quickly, so we already had the benefit of, you know, getting more damage the more shots we put in, but now to, like, have the chance to land a Holy Light shot, not to mention our HP, like, we're in a very, 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 very good spot. I'm not even going to go back for the battery charges, because as of right now, it's meaningless. I'll just tell you straight up, we're not going to get hit 6 times on one room. And if we get hit 4 times on one room, we'll go back. But getting hit 6 times on one room would represent me dying at this chair. So if that happens, you'll forgive me, but I got bigger fish to fry, like finding an insurance provider that'll hook me up with this dope life insurance plan like 4 minutes before death. Probably unlikely. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, just keep it up here. You're doing good work. And this is going to be a win. You just get a sense for it. You know, when you have 14 damage, a fire rate that's above the cap, one of the best familiars in the game, one of the best tier effects in the game, and a decent amount of HP, plus the ability to respawn and deal double damage. But we're going to knock out some stuff as Blue Baby this time, which is also valuable. We already got Blue Baby's Only Friend, which I love as an item, and even if you don't love it, it saves some archetypes of runs. Like, a bad Lost run can become a pretty good Lost run with Blue Baby's Only Friend. A bad Keeper run, same deal. You know, it really like a bad any character run, but the less HP you have, the more it probably matters, is what I'm getting at. Not really surprised at the lack of items here. I mean, we have 0 luck, so it seems relatively sensible. Appropriate might be the word. Not often used to describe my content, but... Stay, like, back, get back, you don't know me like that. All we need to do is coast this one through. I feel like we've been blessed or cursed with longer than usual floors. That was our chance at the virus, but you know what? It's important for our character development that we didn't need the virus there. Even though we, oh, that was bad. Even though we, asked for it earlier, it's important for us as an arc that we no longer found it a necessity. Whereas previously it would have been a saving grace. I mean, we were down to 1.5 spirit hearts for a while there, so we're much more well-equipped now as a result. And now, dude, the irony, and of course I have no consequences for saying this, I could just be lying to you. Fate is also a great item, but I would probably have tried to go to the Void if they'd given us the portal there. But for now, that's for another day. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.